important to me is, especially getting on green horses, I really want them to pick me up off the fence, and she's kind of already having a pretty nice little thought about that, but it really doesn't take too much for her to cozy up. And so with this, you know, she could pick me up off a mounting block or a stump or the fender of our trailer or whatever. You know, it's nice sometimes, even with a small horse, to not have to always get on from the ground, especially if you're not a tall rider or you're, you know, maybe not feeling too athletic that day. But it's also a good opportunity, since she has this little bit of training. This is a great place to get her used to stuff without having to put yourself in a whole lot of danger. So before I got on her, you know, I was doing lots of this and moving this other stirrup around and, you know, wrapping on the saddle and making sure she could be touched everywhere. And she's really pretty good about that. And I've had a flag up here and, you know, swung a rope and that kind of stuff. But if any horse maybe you thought you wanted to take your coat off even, this could be a safe place to try to take your coat off and see if they stayed put. And if they don't, well, you just put them back and you can start over. But she should be pretty good to stay put getting on, because we've had lots of practice just kind of parking her up and rubbing on her here. And I have mounted her from the ground, but usually once they've been mounted from the fence and been dismounted from the fence, it just isn't too much trouble for them. We'll try to stay out of Kiara's way with Dakota out there. Oh, I believe it. So for a green horse, you know, she's kind of right where she should be in terms of she's just learning how to guide off the legs, and we spend lots of time just walking circles and serpentines, and as much time as we need every day to get to where she stops with one rein really comfortably, because everybody knows that's going to be a pretty critical survival skill. I spend lots of time just getting her head around both ways and rubbing on her. And you know, she has never had much trouble staying still. She's always been pretty content to stand. But the flip side of that is, for the first few rides, I had to do probably a little bit more with my legs than I do on some horses to get her to move out. And I would say her preferred gait is the trot. So we've spent a lot of time helping her walk out and walk with some purpose, where for the first few rides, she would kind of rather trot than walk fast. And it's just something horses have to figure out, you know, that's important to us. I want to see those hindquarters be fairly even on both sides. That wasn't too bad, but the left side was a little bit better on our first go here. But since she's shown that she can stop with one rein, we'll kind of move it up the list and just kind of keep walking these figures and serpentines. And here I've just kind of got my inside leg back, outside leg forward. See if she can follow the shape of my legs and stay on this circle. And it's really not too bad. And when I open up my inside aids, I want to see if she can kind of cut across the middle of the circle. And when I change my aids, she can swing through the other way. That was pretty good. And I've just got a little bit of rhythm in my body, and I've got a little kind of rhythm in my legs right now that I'm releasing when she kind of there flows out and gets kind of united, and she's really pretty straight through her body. If she's a little bit crooked, I've just still got this little bit of rhythm in my legs to let her know she's not quite where I want her yet. But she's walking really nice and forward today. I really like to see that. Here, if I get down one rein, roll the hindquarters to the right. I'll see if I switch gears here, if she can bring it front to the left a little bit. And that's plenty for now, and we'll walk out again. Every time I walk her forwards, I want her to go forwards pretty punctually. There, she offered me a little bit of trot. I'm fine with it, but I'm not going to kind of carry on with the trot. Scoot through here off my right leg towards my left rein. Good. I'll track her onto the right. And we're tracking right with some quality. Go for the hindquarters again. She can use just about any amount of this. Just teaching her how to move out forwards, roll her hindquarters around smoothly, get real comfortable with that. And if I open up and say, all right, can you isolate those front quarters? That was real smooth. So the left side needs a little bit of catch up. The right side was pretty good there, so I'm going to go back to the left. And this is going to be a slightly curtailed version of what I would probably do if I was here by myself. I don't want to take all Michelle's time today. Good girl. There's the hindquarters. I'll see if she can take the front through here. I just got some supporting rein, supporting leg. There we go. Walk on. Not too bad. Good girl. So she's kind of met my minimum requirements now to start to pick up on 2 reins just a little bit. Not too much at the stage she's at. But I'm going to start to be a little bit more particular about the center of my rectangle here. So she's just kind of searching, and anytime she gets a little soft in her jaw and her neck, I'll let go like that. And if I feel like she's kind of got it, I'll kind of sit down and stop and see what I get. That wasn't too bad. And she's really made some big strides in the quality of her backup in the last couple of rides. She's really getting light and straight there. Give her a little break here. Rub on her a little bit. Check back here. Cinch is still good. That was really nice how she kind of reached for me there on the right rein. It's a little improvement. Good. Alright, we'll move out again. Here she's a little draggy getting out of the ground, so my legs are going to come on with a little more life. That's a good one. So once again, I'll kind of pick up on 2 reins. I'm just asking her to give at her pole a little bit. There. Come across, left leg towards my right rein here. Kind of squirts to the trot. At this stage, I will not slow her down with 2 reins. I'll just kind of let her find her way to the walk. But she was just trying to figure out what my left leg was after there. And that wasn't a bad guess. There's a little bit of softness coming through. You know, where she's at, that's about all she knows how to give. Just a little tuck of her chin for a stride or 2. I wouldn't ask her to carry it. Just want her to start thinking about it. Here's my right leg towards my left rein. There she came through nicely. We'll go this way. Once she gets soft, I'll try that again. I'll sit down. Pretty good. Come back. There's a little bit of drag coming back there, so I just came in a little bit more firm with my hand. See if she can pick up a little soft feel at the hull. If she backs up, I'll let her, but I'll just release for the softness. That was a pretty good try. I'm not sure what you mean here. There, I'll just release for what I'm looking for. All right, so I'm gonna put her back on a loose rein and move up to the trot. All right, now she's going just a little faster than I'm riding her, so I'm not gonna put her on a big long circle. I'm gonna kind of keep my turns pretty succinct to see if she can figure out how to slow her own feet. I don't want to be slowing her down at this point. If she's rushing, it's because she's just feeling a little out of balance, and carrying a rider can kind of feel like carrying a big tall stack of plates that's leaning too far one direction. So we just kind of change directions, help her get her feet underneath herself. Very nice. That's a little bit better. My wife Kiara, who you see riding in the back of shot here on the beautiful Pinto horse, she says riding green horses is like pushing a wet noodle up a hill. And I'd say that that's pretty accurate on this mare at this time. She's maybe a little bit more al dente than she was a week ago, but still pretty noodly. But she's pretty chill about cruising around at the trot. And when she gets a little more kind of smooth rhythm, I'll offer her a bigger, longer arc. Anytime she speeds up, I'll just take her back to the short circle again. And just like on the lead rope, you see my inside rein doing quite a bit of work saying, hey, could you look to the inside of the circle? And I just fix and release it. Hey, could you look to the inside? And that part of the circle there has got a little kind of bulge to it. No surprise, it's kind of right opposite where she lives. My legs are doing the same work they were doing at the walk. Just trying to help her find that shape. But it's really, really important to me that any green horse be able to just go calmly on a loose rein right away. There's nothing else to do until you can throw them this much slack and assume they're not going to betray you. Here's my right leg towards my left rein, not bad. Here, I'll pick up on her just a little bit at the trot and see if she can get a little practice flexing at the jaw. Not quite sure how to turn when both reins are engaged now. Very nice. There, she's getting it a little bit. Something over there she found lightly concerning. Who knows what? 2 days ago was when she had her first lesson stopping from the trot. So we'll kind of see how that looks today. Just needs a lot of transitions. Cute little horse, huh?
Yeah, she's really cute.
So she's distinctly less noodly now. She's kind of carrying me forwards a little better. And if she explores the edge of the canter, I'll probably let it happen. There, she's kind of thinking about it. I'm not asking, but she's thinking about it. Remember that cone, you won't like it. Good horse.
Oh,
Good horse.
little natural lead change in there. That's not terrible to have.
We haven't done it in a little while, especially out here with her feet, so. We're gonna go to the right foot. Yeah, I haven't looked out of the round pen in a couple weeks, so we'll do a couple of those. There's a girl. You see a little bit more sure-footed than last time, huh? With those good shoes on the hind. Going left, though. Much more comfortable going through this part of the circle. Much better balance this time to the right. Very good. I love it. She broke from the canter up there on the far side away from home too. Turn her back uphill here. Kind of let her walk if she wants to. I'll just kind of see what happens if I just kind of let the life out of my body. Pretty good. This has been a perfectly enjoyable little ride. No, maybe not. What do you think? I'm moving again, okay? All right. That was particularly tough because I kind of had to come up right through that sketchy spot under her, kind of right up the base of her neck. Okay. What about this, huh? So while I'm riding around with this, I'm being kind of careful to not be real aggressive with it under her chin, because as you saw when I was picking it up, I don't need to get bucked off or get her in any kind of trouble, really. But it's nice to have her used to it and have it kind of change directions, and it can help my leg out and help her learn some of these more intricate movements. This flag actually is tied on. There's a little knot at the end of it, and that was from riding her around with it probably on her third or fourth ride. And she was kind of getting stuck when the flag was, she kind of couldn't walk forwards with it. She was just a little worried. So I was reaching back here and tapping her on the butt with it to get her to go. And I got it just right where it got caught in her tail. And she was totally fine with it. So you see, she still gets a little unsure when it's crossing from one side to the other, but really not too bad.